What's going on, guys? Nolan Cohen here again with the 11th ever episode of the Parkland podcast. And today I'm incredibly honored to be joined by one of our guidance counselors here and my guidance counselor, Mr. Roberts.
It has been a dream, a complete honor. I don't even have the words to express what it means to be here on the Parkland podcast. This is big time. I have made it. 30 years in public education, I have finally made it.
Yeah, well, we're really thankful to have you here. I know Xander, our producer, is really thankful to have you here. How thankful are you to be next to this guy right there?
Listen, as much as I am honored to be in the presence of Nolan Cohen and Xander Blickley, being here with the podcast plant, can I touch the plant?
You may. I don't think.
May I touch the undergarment?
You know, on the podcast we go for the undergarments. So.
Wow, beautiful pot.
Everything
I thought it would be.
You like pots.
I like
you like pots.
Plants in them. Now, I have my first question. Will you be taking the podcast plant to college with you, Mr. Cohen?
Oh, you want to ask the questions to me?
I just had to get that out there because I'm wondering, the plant needs you, you need the plant.
I don't like to reveal secrets too soon, but
it's understandable.
I would sure hope that me and this guy can continue our relationship at that next level. That's my goal. So we'll have to see.
Outstanding.
So you're excited to be here. You already let us know that right away. You cool if we get into some questions?
Let's get into it.
All right. So how would you describe your job here?
Let's see. My job is not only counselor for the students' letters BRO through DES, but the head of the Parkland Counseling Office, the department chair. Mm-hmm. Every day is an adventure, my friend. Come in with an agenda, things I want to accomplish, and that could be thrown out by 7:41.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
That just sounds exhilarating.
Exhilarating
is that
is
a word?
An understatement. It's a great word, but it's an understatement.
So give me a good word then.
Adventure. Every day I would say is an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. Sometimes it's quite the conundrum being in that office.
Yeah.
Big vocab word, conundrum.
So you're the head.
I am the department chair. Yes.
Who made that mistake?
Wow. Who made that mistake? I would say our old superintendent, Mr. Snizak.
Mm-hmm.
Basically said, it's happening. Get ready. Get ready to ride.
Were they ready?
They weren't ready.
They weren't ready.
No, they weren't ready.
Who do you think is your favorite student of all time?
Nolan Cohen. It's, in the pantheon of all-time greats.
Yeah.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Many reasons for that, but you're in the pantheon of all-time greats.
Because there
are some greats out there.
Definitely.
There are
Do
some
you want to
greats.
give any shout-outs? Any, if you could think
Former
of?
students? Let's see. Arnold Tim Massaquoi.
Mm-hmm.
One of the all-time favorite Roberts students. Adam Lane.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greats. Gosh. Am I allowed to say Caroline Cohen or?
If that's how you feel.
Oh, a rec league champion, a Garter Bowl champion.
That's respect.
Yeah, Caroline, outstanding. There's just so many, many. Even some students outside of my alphabet, but
yeah, definitely. Huh? So why do you enjoy hearing yourself talk so much?
It's not that I enjoy hearing myself talk so much, but
your wife enjoys it.
She loves it. My wife and daughter absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't find a public address announcer at Parkland High School, so they kind of make me do the job. No one wants to do it. No one wants the microphone. You command the microphone, Nolan Cohen.
Yeah.
No one wants to be an announcer at games, so I, by default.
Do you think it's just like a lack of confidence with people?
Could be a lack of confidence. Could be that they're not ready for the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's big event. You're up there. You're looking at the Trojan Pack. Trojan Pack's out there, bearing down, intimidating force.
Some really awesome people up there.
Awesome people. I can imagine a Parkland podcast live from the Trojan Pack. Wow. Just an idea. Throwing it out there.
We would try that. Might have to do some censoring, but
a lot of censoring.
It is what it is. So I'm doing Mr. Parkland 2023. I don't know if you know. Do you know who's all doing it? A couple names. Do you know at all?
I mean, the fact that you and Xander are doing it, first time hearing of it. I have heard of no names, Mr. Parkland.
All right. Well, so you know me and Xander are doing it. You don't know anyone else. The question was gonna be, who do you think is gonna win it? So
I'm thinking between Nolan Cohen and Xander Blickley. Definitely top three.
But which one? I mean, you already said I'm a favorite, but
I mean, Xander does have that it factor. The it
that I don't have.
Factor. You have an it factor. He has an it factor.
He's smiling behind the camera. He's looking really.
I think there's a sense of confidence about him.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready to drop out after practice yesterday. He's committed. He's going to go the distance.
It's fair enough. I can't hate on that. So, out of my Cohen, Coen, my family, who's your favorite?
We're going Molly.
So that doesn't make any sense because you said I'm your favorite student, but Molly's your favorite Cohen.
It's quite the conundrum, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
And then Finn, we don't care about him.
Who?
Finn
Cohen.
No.
Oh, that freshman.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to freshmen.
No.
We'll see if he's still around next year.
It's fair enough. We don't pay attention to him at home either. I don't think he's eaten in like a week.
Fasting is good for you sometimes.
He needs to.
Yeah.
What do you say when people say to you, change my schedule, I'm friends with Nick Koval?
Wow, it's usually a yes. Let's see, Jaden Thomas, Connor Johns, Edgardo Paz, Romero, Zaire Smalls. It's pretty much whatever Nick Koval wants, he gets. It's his world.
Yeah, because
Mr. Davidson.
He is a glorious king,
he
some
is
would
king.
say.
He is Mr. Davidson.
Yeah, and you think he's more important than you
Nick Koval?
in terms of the school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He truly is.
I feel like maybe sometimes he doesn't even get enough credit. Like, I think we need to talk about him more.
We should talk about Nick Koval more.
Like, I honestly wouldn't mind if we did a Nick Koval podcast starring Nick Koval, and he just talks about himself because he likes to talk a lot. He
doesn't stop.
He's a big speaker.
He does not shut up.
He doesn't.
It's hard
I'm
sometimes.
saying, he literally will not shut up. So
he is just.
If you can do anything to get that to happen, I think we'd appreciate it.
I will work on that. I have some Nick Koval questions later when it's my turn. So.
Oh, you'll get a turn.
Oh, thank you.
So, you went to college where?
University of Pittsburgh.
And what's it feel like watching their sports teams lose most of the time?
It's very painful.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we're an academic institution.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, we roll out great scholars.
Really?
Athletically, we run a sound moral program, though.
I heard someone say that Pitt is where you go if the Ivy decision comes back negative.
Well, here's the thing with that. Like, we look at philosophy programs in the country. Who's the head of Yale? The University of Pittsburgh. That's the U. Miami, no. Pitt is the U.
Pitt's the U.
Pitt is the U.
I've never heard that.
Listen, no scandals at Pitt. You got to get out more often, Nolan Cohen. You'll hear it. You'll hear it. But no scandals at Pitt. We're not that. It's the Pennsylvania State University. Scandalous. Scandalous.
We won't get into that.
We won't get into it. No, we're not allowed by law. No.
What was the transition like for you from being a student at Parkland to now being a guidance counselor?
It was tough because when I came back to Parkland, let's say 6-7 years later after teaching English out in Pittsburgh, many of my former teachers were still here.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to call them by their first name. Very difficult to do. Very difficult.
Yeah. I imagine
so it was quite the transition having to approach them about something.
But
some
now,
of them still intimidated me.
Yeah. But now they're all washed out.
Some of them are in retirement homes, senior care living. Speaking of senior care living.
Speaking of senior care living, wait, pick up that bar. What's that logo on that
Some of them
bar?
may be in Amada Senior Care Living right now as I talk, getting well taken care of.
Amada Senior Care provides in-home caregivers and helps seniors with long-term care insurance manage their claims. And you can visit www.amadaleavalley.com for more on that.
To all my former educators at Amada right now, living the good life, shout out to you.
Amen. What is it like to see students that you have seen go through Parkland come back then?
Come back as in teaching here?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is very interesting. I
Yeah.
think of like a Mr. Kyle Stinner,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Eric Zuber.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a feel-good story, and like, wow, it's come full circle now.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
back here teaching, and I still don't let them call me Eric. It's Mr. Roberts.
No, definitely.
No doubt about it. But it's actually a lot of fun because I'll socialize with some of them and get to know them on the next level, and what it was like for them in high school, what they thought of like their teachers in high school, now that they're educators here. I like it. Best part of the job.
Best part of the job.
Best part of the job.
You say you like them more now or when they were high schoolers?
It depends on the student.
Fair enough. Being a Parkland High School parent, what is it like to see your kid go through some of the experience you went through at this school and such?
Being a parent is a total different ballgame. But not only with my daughter, but with her friends. So yes. So now when the friends come over,
she has friends.
Oh, she does have friends.
I'm
many friends. I think they all just do it. They're in for the good schedules, probably. So, But the good lunch schedules. Can we all have Mr. Galusi for honest geometry, please?
Yeah, I remember that course.
Oh, the good old days.
That was
But
tough.
that is very interesting because of everything out there now with social media and the dangers that are being in public education this day and age. So I have to be not only the watchful father, but Mr. Roberts as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, I do have a GPS tracker on her. She's not allowed to talk to boys. There's some other things.
It's fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'll probably do something like that down the road.
There's no doubt about it.
When it gets to that time
protection
for me.
mode.
Yeah,
Plenty of opportunities for you, Nolan Cohen, back coming up. My gosh.
Of course.
Who would not want to be Mrs. Nolan Cohen?
I think that's about all we have.
That's all we have?
That's all we have for you, but I did hear that you might have some questions for me, and I always open the floor for my
questions.
guests. So feel free.
All right, Nolan Cohen. First and foremost, as a veteran of the Nick Koval basement social experience,
yes,
I want to know, besides Kay Koval, Mia Koval, and Keely Koval, has there ever been a female in that basement socializing?
No.
As I suspected.
Mm-hmm.
Follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
I once saw a picture on the podcast of Connor Johns and young Tim Saad said, how do you correctly say? Saad.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Saad on the couch together.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate.
So the context of that photo that I believe you're referencing, Tim and Connor have a very tight-knit relationship. Mm-hmm. And when you go through high school and it's just like you're going through all these like hormone changes and like different like mental things and like trying to figure out
as the head of the counseling office, I completely get that.
Yeah, like who you are, figuring all that out. Like obviously sometimes you're gonna do things that like express, like you have to express yourself in order to know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In order to know how you feel.
Experiment.
Yeah, experiment. That would be a good word.
Yes.
So I would say that picture is probably a good photo of an experimentation between Connor and Tim on just how they feel about each other.
And piggybacking on that question, I heard just today that Connor Johns is the wrestling champion of the basement.
No. It's me.
Connor lied to me.
So theoretically,
because I heard there's a lot of, according to Kay Koval, there's a lot of wrestling that happens in that basement. A lot of wrestling.
Well, maybe a while ago.
Okay.
Maybe we've grown out of that, but I will say I remember I had 2 victories, 0 losses. Connor, I think probably also was like 2 victories, 0 losses, and he was too tired to wrestle me.
Which, in my opinion, is Connor backing out gracefully and not wanting a part.
And therefore, I don't know why he's claiming a title. But
besides your wrestling championship at the Koval basement, was there a boxing championship as well?
There has not been. We don't have enough gloves down there, but we look in the future to do such. Because I am a boxing champion in the basement of Josh Daniels.
Oh, the Josh Daniels basement.
We We had a Twitch stream around April of last year. We got 40 viewers in the live stream, watching live, people at their homes, and it was just me versus Josh Daniels boxing. We had a whole setup, cleared out a little ring in his basement, and came out on top.
Now, did you feel that was unfair because Josh Daniels plays a sport where he uses his legs and he's not allowed to use his hands? Did you feel like you were taking advantage of poor Josh?
Taking advantage of Josh, I wouldn't say. I would probably say handling business, and I mean that's really about it. I mean, if you want to get in the ring with me, you're gonna find out. You know what they say? What do you find out? You mess around and you find out. So
you mess around and you find out. Now, which brings me to the other boxing question, which a lot of the faculty members want to know in the school. Paz Romero Cohen, is it going to happen? Who wins that?
Come on.
Well,
Come on.
In my opinion, obviously KO round 1, Nolan Cohen, but
I mean, Paz Romero, like, if I beat Daniels, I'm beating Paz Romero, respectfully.
About it. And I just think I think your speed is the factor here, which people don't realize. I mean, I've seen you single-handedly from the press box run down that Marquise Wimberly from Nazareth. I mean, run him down.
Who's that?
Exactly. Whoever that was, you actually ran him down. Game speed, we call it. So I can only imagine in a ring,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like lightning fast.
Just a little bit like...
I mean, if you just shadow box for Mr. Parkland, probably a victor. Just thinking about that.
That might have to be something I look into.
Like maybe my final question here.
Okay.
What do you think when Zaire Smaltz is in a dark room staring at the walls? What is he thinking about?
You know, if I had to guess, knowing Zaire, which I think I know him pretty well, probably food. Food and AAU basketball, probably.
Ah.
And it's probably well, considering his state of, what would you say? State of his presence, like being in his underwear, being in the dark. There might be other things on his mind, but he might be correlating the food with the basketball, and then it gets a little sketchy. I'm not sure.
When I posed this question to Zaire,
What did
I
you
figured
say?
it was some type of transcendental meditation where he was just trying to live in the moment and be present. Zaire just looked at me and said, I'm thinking about life, man. I'm thinking about life. You buy that?
No.
Neither do I.
No. Yeah. I don't.
Exactly.
I don't buy it.
Exactly. My only other question for you, Nolan Cohen.
Yeah.
The future of Finn Cohen here, living up to the legacy of his brother, a living legend, Nolan Cohen. Is there going to be a Finn Cohen Parkland podcast?
I don't know. I don't know if that's really his thing. However, seeing me do it, he kind of like wants to do it because he's seen that like people have found it funny and like people like it, and he thinks it's cool, and he has told me that like he wants to do it, but I don't know if it's something that like he would really like. I don't know if he's like the type to come up and like speak and like blabble about like random nonsense for 30 minutes.
When you were a freshman, did you think you were capable of doing this?
I didn't. I think I was capable. I didn't necessarily have an interest to, but I think I could have as a freshman. I think honestly, I think I've honestly tamed down, and I think I talk less now than I used to. I think in middle school I was a little bit of a wild kind of blah blah blah. Now I think
the blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Dracula in that movie.
That's what Trey Tremba says a lot too. I don't say blah blah blah.
Don't say that at West Point.
No.
Finally, my final question. Short off your back night, speaking to your aunt.
Yes.
And I was raving about the first Parkland podcast, and she was quite critical. She actually was, had a lot of well, I think he can go in this direction, this direction. Have you won her over?
Yes. She watches pretty much every episode, and recently told me that she thinks my best ever episode was the one I did. I think it was episode 7 with the foreign exchange students. That was 8? That was episode 8.
The
according to
food
my
testing,
research.
brilliant.
Yeah, but she really liked that one. She sent me a very positive review of that one. So hopefully, I'm getting better at this as time is going on.
And do you like spicy food, Nolan Cohen?
I do. Do you?
Oh, I love spicy food. And I actually would like to invite you and Xander Blickley to the February version of the Asian Language Culture Club, which I advise our Spicy Noodle Challenge Part 2.
Does it get hot? Because I'm always where hot things are. You know what I mean?
That's a given. You're hanging with Xander Blickley in the studio, obviously. Campus hot guys. I heard many people refer to you guys as.
Yeah.
Caroline Cohen especially.
Yeah.
But yes, we have several flavors of Crystal Spring Farms milk there to put out the flames because it's
I won't
get
need
hot.
that.
You'll eat it.
Look at me. I won't need that.
You may need it.
You mess around, you find out. You mess around, you find out.
You mess around. That's what I'm taking with me from the Parkland podcast. I'm going to be using it.
You mess around, find out.
I'm
not
father,
a killer, but don't test me.
As a father of a 9th grade daughter here, oh my God, Mike, I want to know the current lingo that I need to maybe leave here with to educate myself on what students are actually saying.
You want some lingo?
My daughter
do you
is
have any-
prone to saying everyone who she passes, she seems to think they're side-eyeing me. They're side-eyeing me. What is this side-eyeing? Is it commonly said here? Is this a freshman thing? The side-eye. Like the side-eye. You're very good side-eyeing.
Yeah, so I think that's probably just her being insecure, honestly.
I'll have to talk to her about that.
It's like, yeah.
She even said that our pit bull Maverick was side-eyeing her the other day.
It's like, yeah, it's like a judgy thing.
The side-eye. What other lingo I need to know? What are you crazy kids saying?
He knows Riz. You know Riz, right?
Riz?
Yeah.
Mr. Rosado? That's Riz. We call him Riz.
No.
Oh.
You don't know what Riz means?
I don't know what Riz means.
You're lying.
I'm telling you, I don't know what Riz means.
It's like, so do you know what charisma is? Yes.
Of course.
So it's just
I'm
like that.
surrounded by it right now. Jeez.
Like if somebody has charisma, they have Riz.
They have
And
Riz.
They use their Riz. They use their charisma. So it's like, and if like you're talking to a girl and like you're like flirting with her, like trying to get her number, trying to take her to the spicy noodle eating challenge.
Be a great
like,
date. That'd be a hot date.
Yeah.
Hot date.
And one of your boys would come up to you and be like, that's W Riz. Do you know what W means? Good. Like L, lose. Bad. W,
Winning
win.
charisma.
Good.
Winning Riz. W Riz.
Yeah. Do you have W Riz, you think?
Come on. That's a given.
I
Ask
mean-
Mrs. Roberts who has W Riz.
Mrs. Roberts, does
I mean,
he have W Riz?
The cologne I wear, Mrs. Roberts, is basically Riz. That's what should be bottled.
I don't know. I'm kind of...
Now, let me
Pinching
ask
my
you,
nose.
Thinking of your past podcast, does Nicovo has W Riz?
Nicoval, unfortunately, I think Nicoval has L Riz.
L Riz?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yes.
Wow.
From that episode, if you wanted me to talk about Riz, I would say Zaire has L Riz. Nicoval has L Riz. Jaden Thomas has W Riz.
Jaden.
And Robbie Roosh has I'm gonna say L Riz, I guess.
What about Luke Spang?
Well, I mean, Luke Spang has rizzed up his girlfriend for a while.
Luke Spang.
I don't know if it's
Team Sheets, Luke Spang. Are you Sheets or Wawa? No one coming.
Wawa.
Ooh.
It's your sheets.
What do you think Xander
You're from
Blickley would? Yeah,
University of
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh.
Sheets.
Yeah.
What do you think Xander Blickley would say?
I don't. Wawa. Yeah, he would say Wawa.
I don't know. He's hesitating.
Yeah. Well,
Wow. It's a tough answer because
Keep
either one of
thinking.
those large companies could sponsor the Parkland podcast.
what other? You need some more words?
Now, I do need a few more words, but one more question. Connor Johns,
Mhm.
W Riz, because voted best looking on the team.
Connor Johns has he has some W Riz. You know, He's got a girlfriend as well. From Emmaus. She really wants to be on this podcast, actually.
What is this girlfriend going to do in the Emmaus Parkland game on Monday?
She got kicked out of the Hornets' nest, actually. Because
of Connor Johns?
Yeah, I believe so. There's some other controversies. We don't need to get into it.
Will you welcome her in the Trojan Pack?
But I mean, by all means.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool to have some. They know where the W's at. You know what I mean? They're not going to hang out over there.
So
Wrong
if
side
I'm
of
rating
Cedar
the
Crest.
Trojan Pack and giving them Riz, it's W Riz all the way in the Trojan Pack.
The Trojan Pack is W Riz and the Hornet's Nest is L Riz.
Got it.
That's
now
what they
it's
say.
Down.
That's-
Couple more words. You need to help me here because this is big.
Do you know what GYAT means?
Spell that.
GYATT.
I do not.
All right, so a GYAT is pretty much it's pretty much just like your backside. It's like your rear. So
It's not an acronym. It's just
no, it's
GYAT.
GYAT is the word.
Say it slowly.
GYAT.
GYAT.
I don't even. Xander, what are you doing?
Is he googling Zyat?
Are you googling GYAT? Yeah.
Okay.
Xander, if you could pull up the exact definition on Urban Dictionary or something.
Do students still say that's lit? Where's that going?
Yeah, I'd say every now and then.
Every now and then.
They're not like lit, but they'll say lit.
You remember from middle school some catchphrases, some lingo you use that you don't use anymore?
Not really. Do you remember lingo that you don't use?
Oh, all the time.
Like what?
We
YOLO.
use things like word.
I say
That
word.
was
I say
big.
word.
You say
all the-
word's making a comeback?
I say word. No, I say word all the time.
Then you
Like,
can add
but
it-
I'll on text. Like I'll text if someone says something to me, I'll be like word.
You ever
But-
use the word to big bird?
Big bird.
Word to big bird.
You say word to big bird.
If you really, really like it, it's like word to big bird. If you really like
Who's
that.
Big Bird?
You know Big Bird. Oh, you know Big Bird. You've watched The Street. Don't deny it. How about we also used to say that's the bomb. Then
Nah,
we did eventually use .com, but the bomb.
you can't do that
DA,
anymore.
But you can't because
many threats.
Exactly,
Too many
which is why
threats.
we don't
It's
say it anymore.
ridiculous.
I mean, if Xander looks that up on his phone, he's getting red flags and probably taken out of here, so he can't look that up. I may get taken out for even saying it on the Parkland podcast. I apologize for that.
Bussin'?
Bussin' with the boys?
No,
No,
that's bussin'.
that's bussin'.
It's like good.
That's good.
So it's
So
like
you
if
guys
you're
are saying that now, it's bussin'.
if you're eating like a nice like Popeyes chicken sandwich, you're like,
Oh, that's good.
that's
That's bussin'. That's
bussin'.
bussin'.
That's bussin'.
Before Nick Dawkins left for Penn State, I'd never had a Popeye sandwich. I said, Nick, we're having lunch. I went out and got the spicy chicken and the regular chicken from
Spicy
Popeyes.
better.
So good. So bussin'. Word.
On jaw. That's on jaw.
This is
All
an
right.
education. This is a learning experience Parkland podcast.
All right, I think we'll wrap that up. Are we playing our game? I think we are. So we'll cut to that real quick.
Nice.
All right, guys, we're going to get into our game here. We've played this one before on the Parkland podcast with Maddie Siggins and Maggie Smith. Now we got a much older man here doing this with us, so we're really happy about that. So what we're going to do is I have 2 cards. I'm going to do one at a time, but I'm going to read the phrase that I have on these cards, and you're going to have music blasting in your headphones, and it's pretty much just you trying to read my lips, figure out what the phrase is,
Outstanding.
and then we'll switch.
All right, I'm going to
So
start
if you-
off with Notorious B.I.G. Hypnotized, followed by the Beastie Boys, No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
There you go.
Don't work.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No. Smash the brick sandcastle.
Smash the pumpkin.
Smash the brick sandcastle.
Smash the booty singer.
Nope. Smash the brick sandcastle.
One more.
Smash the brick sandcastle.
Man, I have no idea after smash the.
All right, well. Smash the brick brick.
Smash the bricks.
Singular. Smash the brick sandcastle. 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 Sandcastle.
What the heck?
Sandcastle. Smash the brick sandcastle.
Smash the brick house.
Sandcastle. Sandcastle.
Smash the brick outhouse.
Sandcastle. Sandcastle.
I have.
Sandcastle. 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 Sandcastle.
The brick statue.
Sandcastle. It's like 2 words.
2 words. Smash the brick.
Sandcastle.
I don't understand that.
Sandcastle.
I'm going to have to pass on this one.
He's giving up. He's giving up. Smash the brick sandcastle.
Sounded like you had a lisp. The brick sand? There's no brick sandcastle.
Well, according to Xander, there is.
That's what threw me. I mean, I would never think sandcastle was brick.
Exactly.
We switch sides here. I will be mouthing some words to Nolan Cohen while he is listening to the Notorious B.I.G. Hypnotize song from the Matt Woomer playlist. Are we ready?
Nolan.
Coke.
Nolan.
Coke.
Owen.
Coke. Coke. Coke.
No.
Coke. Okay, am I allowed to talk? So, Coke.
No
Coke.
one.
Coke. Coke tastes like beetle juice.
Pickles. Is pickles in there?
Nope.
Shoes. Is shoes in there?
No. Coke taste like
That.
beetle.
Pickle.
Beetle. Beetle.
Peanut.
Beetle.
Peter.
Beetlejuice.
Pool.
Coke.
No.
Coke. Oak.
What, bro?
Coke.
No one can.
Taste
Ah, blah, blah.
like.
Let.
Like.
Lion.
Lie.
Let it.
Lie.
Lemon.
Coke.
No
Coke.
one drinks.
Coke.
Coke.
Taste. Taste.
Coke. Pepsi.
Coke. Taste.
Coke
Taste.
tastes better.
Coke tastes like.
Coke tastes like Pepsi. Coke tastes like
Got 3. One more. Beetle.
pickles.
Beetle. Beetlejuice.
Peanut juice.
Say it. Juice.
Juice.
Beetle.
Beet juice.
Beetle.
Coke tastes like knee juice.
Beetlejuice.
Coke tastes like Beetlejuice.
Yes! Oh my God.
Just wrapped up the game. Mr. Roberts, thank you so much for coming on. It's truly been an honor.
Okay, it's my complete honor and pleasure.
You
It
know,
was a dream come true.
A lot of people requested you come on here. You're our first ever teacher, guidance counselor, whatever, to be on here. Who do you want to see on here in the future?
Well, I just have to preface these statements with I am your biggest fan. I have no doubt.
Mhm.
I watch the podcast, rewatch them, make my family watch the podcast I've turned
As you
on.
should.
Mrs. McPeak to the
As
podcast,
everyone
Dr.
should.
Yutt to the
As
podcast.
everyone should.
So I'm trying to get more and more faculty fans. But who would I like to see on? Well, we are in swim season. We just did beat Emmaus. I would love to see Coach McPeak and a couple of her swimmers because they just took down the Hornets. And I think the guys, for the first time in 19 years, beat the
Wow.
UMass Hornets in swimming. So
Oh,
I'd like to see some swimming. And also, I think with track season coming up, love to see Lana Hurwitz, Gracie Trexler,
oh yeah. Big runners.
track acts in there. Maybe a thrower. Maybe throw Russell Clark in there.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
Okay.
not.
Sorry, Russell, I tried. But that's maybe, swimming now, but I look forward to track season. And yeah, it's pretty much those are my hopes. But again, it has been my true pleasure as your number one fan. This, again, dream come true.
We make dreams come true here.
I just hope that you guys were happy with my performance. And I'd like to say bye to the plant.
Yeah, I mean, you could hug it if you want. This has been the 11th ever episode of the Parkland Podcast. See you next
Roberts
time.
with some W Riz in the plant.
Gat.